But just know, like, whenever there's competition, there's money. Always. You should be excited. You know, going into my freshman year of high school, I had no money. A guy bought a beat for $30, and I ended up making over $5,000 off of that one person. I got the TJ placement, like, literally just off my YouTube. He found the beat off my YouTube. Yeah, man, always keep yourself uncomfortable, slightly at least. I feel like what really took me from here to here was when I started studying my own data. Go ghost for like a year. Literally just do not disturb on your phone.
W tym odcinku będę rozmawiał z Control Beast, czyli z 17-letnim producentem. Produkował on dla takich artystów jak Lil Tjay czy Soulja Boy i jest on znany ze swojego ogromnego kanału na YouTube, na którym wrzuca bity. Niektóre z jego bitów mają nawet po 1 000 000 wyświetleń. Także w tym odcinku porozmawiamy sobie bardzo dużo odnośnie bitów, budowania marki i tego typu rzeczy. Opowiem także jak zarobił $100 000 sprzedawając bity w internecie. Dowiecie się także jak zbudować kanał beat, który odniesie sukces, a także wielu innych bardzo przydatnych rzeczy każdemu producentowi. Także zapraszam do oglądania. What's going on, guys? Today I'm with Control.
What up?
First of all, tell me, like, how did you get the Lil Tjay placement?
So I got the TJ placement like literally just off my YouTube. He found the beat off my YouTube. It's crazy, man, because pretty much all my placements come from my YouTube. So that's kind of how it went about. I didn't even reach out to him or anything. He just found it.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's a, let me say, simple beat. Some people hate on simple beats, like, yo, this is type beats, I don't like it, it's generic and stuff, but we can see like TJ hopped on it just straight away. So like,
yeah, people just want to rap on something, bro. Make it easy for them to rap on it. Doesn't need to be all crazy. Doesn't need to be complex.
yeah, right. If I'm not mistaken, you made over 100,000 of beats selling beats online. So can you tell us how long did it took you from the start to really just making good income, so you don't gotta, I don't know, go to job or something? You just knew like, okay, I can live off that easily.
Yeah, it took me like probably 2 full years of grinding probably for me to start making a good living, I'd say.
Yeah, so what was the source of your knowledge, let me say, because some people like me basically, but I know there's a lot of people like this. They start and like the year or two is just like going in the blind, like they don't know what to do, just they learn how to make beats, they maybe watch some tutorials and stuff, but it's not like the real grind that's gonna take them to the place they want to be.
Honestly, what I did is I invested in mentors. Like I was DMing probably 50 producers a day at one point, like literally just trying to learn everything. You know, there's a ton of videos out there, but like you can only get so much to learn the game. I was DMing like any big type beat producer or whatever, like just desperately trying to learn. And keep in mind, I DM 50 a day and it was rare that one would hit me back. It was really rare, you know? So, but eventually, you know, a few big guys with over 100K did, and they taught me like, you know, how it really works. And, you know, all of that over time, I just kind of learned the game, and now I'm teaching other people too. So
If you had 0 subscribers right now, let's say you just started a new channel, like you don't have like this Control Beats big channel with some beats having million views and stuff, just fresh off channel, no followers, what's your strategy to get to the where you are right now?
well, first, I definitely do my research on like what lane would be the most profitable, I guess. I guess if you're going for like trying to make a living, I would look for probably R&B. R&B is very profitable and it gets a lot of views. Trap, of course, but I would choose a lane. I would choose a niche. You don't gotta go crazy niche, but I feel like sticking in one overall genre at least, you want to maintain that. Just because your subscribers need that. They want to be assured that they're gonna get what they're looking for every single time. You don't want to throw them off really. So I would start by doing that, and I would start a YouTube channel. I would go every single day until you have 10K. I feel like if you're under 10K subs, go every single day. And I still go every day at over 40K, but every day is a necessity in 2024. There's no question. As far as like other things outside of YouTube, because YouTube's just one part of it. Like I would definitely invest my time into making an actual good website. There's the pro page, but I would invest in, you know, just trying to either make a Shopify or a WordPress site for the beat selling. It's way better. I think in 2024, you got to be doing that. And shout out Heat. They actually have a new producer website template that I think is pretty fire.
So would you say when you change from like basic BeatStars or whatever beat store to the professional page, like you said, it was like huge change in your sales or whatever, like in your brand, or is it just a little bonus?
I'd say it's not even more about how much different it's going to make you sell. I think it's more about having control over your data. I think that's like a really big thing for any business. Like you want to know where people came from to go to your website so that you can really double down on that. If it's YouTube, you double down on the YouTube. You can see like, you know, any referral links or whatever. You want to have all the data, and you really want to have that in spreadsheets too. You got to really treat it like a business. Yeah, it's more about like controlling your data. And it definitely helps with selling more too. So you can put things like, you can actually show them if you have a sale going on and make it really noticeable. You can definitely like influence a buyer for sure.
So would you say that analyzing and really studying your stuff, like your data, like you said, is really important, even when it comes to like type beats, what type beats got the most watch time and stuff, and also in sales? Like, is it really important to really analyze all of that?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like you need to be studying your own data. Matter of fact, when I first started doing beats or getting into it, I was watching a bunch of people like, you know, how to sell beats, whatever. I was just like everyone else here, you know. But then I feel like what really took me from here to here was when I started studying my own data. I started studying control, you know, my own business, and seeing what was working for me, what wasn't, so I could kick all that stuff out and really double down on what is working. I think, yeah, studying your data, man, and like even the little shit like click-through rate, average view duration, you know, all that stuff absolutely goes a long way. So
would you say going all in the things that actually working, not of that all the other stuff, is really the thing?
absolutely. That's why I should utilize Instagram more, but I don't, because I'm just all in on YouTube because that's what works for me. So starting more channels and stuff and really doubling down on it to expand.
Yeah, because people think maybe the followers is the most important thing, but it's really not. Like you got 2,000 followers, you probably, if you want, you could have like at least 10,000 or something. But the YouTube and stuff is the most profitable thing for you, and it really gave you the most of the opportunities and all the benefits, right?
100%. Yeah.
A lot of people talk about type beats being dead and stuff. I probably know what you're gonna say, but what's the situation in 2024? Like, what would you think? What would you say about it? Like, some people think like, or they say like, nah, it's not worth it to make type beats in 2024. Year before, it's like, what would you say about it?
Well, it's funny because I used to be one of those people that said it was dead too. Why? Because it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me at first. But, you know, I mean, you don't see the people at the top of it saying it doesn't work, because it works for them, right? That's like saying like, oh, you can't make money in this world, but there's people like Jeff Bezos out there. There's people like Elon Musk. It's like they're not saying you can't make money in this world. But just know, like, whenever there's competition, there's money. Always. You should be excited. When something's not working yet, you should be excited about that, because you know there's other people trying to do it, and that's why it's not instantly working for you. So yeah, the type beat game will never die though. And there will always be artists. There's more and more artists every single day. I think there's like, what, 50,000 tracks being uploaded to Spotify every day. There's more and more artists, and they always want a specific type of beat. Maybe not everyone wants a trap beat, but some people will want like an R&B beat or a funk type beat.
Would you say if somebody like starts today or whatever, like, is there any chance for them to really get big? Like, of course, they could sell beats and stuff, like grow the channel a little bit. It's probably not the hardest part, but to really get big, maybe like you or whatever, like, is it possible for new people to do that?
Absolutely. You just got to make sure you have something that stands out about you. Whether it's your branding, your actual sound, you know, you have to find some way. Like with me, it was my thumbnails. That's literally probably what did it for me. It's because everyone else was doing all the artist thumbnails and having the artist pictures, but I did my own thing, really. I did something that would make me stand out, because like you literally have to do that because it's so competitive. I'll agree, like it's damn near impossible. I won't lie. But if I'm able to start a new channel and monetize it within 2 weeks, then there's a formula to it. You know, it can be done.
And what would you say are the most important thing to like look out to? Let's say thumbnails, watch time. What would you say if somebody wanted to really grow that channel, what he should look up to?
This is pretty funny because we do music, but the thumbnail is the most important, 100%, because no one is going to watch it if they don't click. Second most important, besides the thumbnail, not actually the beat, but how you arrange the beat. And that's what not a lot of people talk about, but 100% arrangement is so important. I'm not talking about like I'm talking about literally when I realized, oh, if I stretch the intro out for 50 seconds and make them wait 50 seconds till the drop, that video hits 1 million in a month or something, like I'm gonna keep doing that. You gotta find your own formula, and I definitely did that.
If is there really any tips about the arrangement? Like, of course, it's some things are not really so easy to explain, but if somebody asks what's the tips for arrangement, what would you say?
Yeah, bro. So right away, at least for what worked for me, I did the Memphis beats. I'm kind of transitioning to Chicago beats now on my channel, but what worked for me was I'd start the drums hitting right away, at least just like the bass, just to get movement and catch their attention right away instead of just the melody sitting by itself. Because like you literally have to think about it. It's like selling someone. It's their time that you're taking from them. So you have to convince them to actually stay there and give their time, you know? So you have to have a lot of switch ups. You do. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have to make the beat so complicated. You don't. It's like a subtle, like I could add one string, one note, and that's the switch up, and it'll hit like 500K.
Yeah, right. So let's say somebody just got a channel, right? He's blowing up or whatever, like the channel is getting bigger, he got some money of it. How he can scale it up and really base that, because it's algorithm, right? Like we don't know if this type beat is gonna be, you know, profitable and sellable or whatever, like in next 10 years, because this artist could fall off or whatever. Like what is the tips for like base that and scale it up so you can make good income in a long term?
So I'll speak on this in two parts because there's two ways you can go about it. The first way is trying to maintain your YouTube growth. I think that's first. You need to put your all into that, which what I mean by that is, say like with me, I didn't stick to one keyword. Even though I say to do that, I didn't stick with that the entire time because you have to kind of adapt. Like you have to adapt to new trends that are coming. And that's what I'm still doing to this day. You got to try new keywords. I was doing Big Scar for a while. I tried a Lil Double O beat and it hit 100K within a month. And I wouldn't have known that if I didn't try it. So sometimes you do kind of have to expand and try new keywords in order to stay relevant. As far as continuing to scale as well, you know, email marketing 100%. This is what I mean by owning your data. You need to own, that's all like broadcast. Like you need to own all this traffic, get people to your site constantly without having to rely on social media. Because it has its ups and downs, 100%. Like it has its ups and downs.
And how you can use that channel to lead to other things. Like you said, the email marketing, that's one thing, but is there anything more you can do to really expand that income or whatever? Like,
yeah, I would definitely make landing page where you give out like 5 free beats or something, and I would put that link in every single description and pinned comment on your beats and start getting those emails that way. Because if you get your channel blowing up, you want to capitalize as much as possible off of that, because not everyone's gonna buy the beat. You might get like 20 sales after getting 3 million views, and that might seem, oh, 20 sales is a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much. You really don't know how much you'll sell, and that's why you need to really try to get every, like, if they're not gonna buy a beat, at least get their email so you can market to them later. So I would definitely make a landing page. You can make that in like 5 minutes using MailChimp or whatever you use, but make a landing page, have it linked every single video.
yeah, so a lot of people can skip it, but you said like on one of your videos, you said you made like $500 of one email, right? How many times a week you send it out?
Right now I'm doing 1 email a week. I feel like, so here's what you want to do. When people think like when having an email list, you only email them when you're trying to sell them, but it's really throughout the year, 90% of it is giving them free shit. 90% of it is giving them free stuff, free advice, just talking to them, being a real human being. And then that 10% is when you go hard at selling them. You have a sale, you have a new product launch, you know, like maybe you have a premium set of beats for like, you know, 15 beats for, I don't know, $50, and you're doing that. But it's just nurturing them throughout the whole year, every single year, just really making them feel trust you. It's about trust more than anything.
So it's kind of building a relationship, let me say. So you got some clients that are just keep getting back to you.
Yep.
And it was like from, they just found you, like they probably did, but this email marketing led to some of the connections you got right now?
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy, this really wake people up to email marketing, because when I first started doing email marketing, a guy bought a beat for $30, and I ended up making over $5,000 off of that one person because he bought, I think it was 10 exclusives from me, $500 per exclusive. But that was like a year later, all because I maintained that relationship. It's so important, and like people really don't understand that. And it was just me sending out my emails that I sent to everybody. You know, it's not like I was, you know, personally like reaching out to him, which I was, but it's just building those connections, building relationships. It's the basic stuff in any business, really.
So you mentioned before like about treating it like a business. So it means like doing the stuff that you don't want to do, not just like, oh, I just want to make beats, I don't want to do nothing else. Some people just think about it. So you can say about the things you don't want to do, how it's actually look like getting up earlier or something like? Tell us about it.
First, I'd like to say I feel like you gotta find what really you do enjoy. Because let's say, at first everyone's gotta do the grind stuff where you're doing everything. You're doing social media, emails, you're making the beats, you're doing it all. But eventually, if you start making some money, even like 5,000 a month, definitely like if you love making beats, you don't want to do any of that nerdy stuff, you don't want to do any business stuff, but you love making beats, do that. Find someone else that will do the email stuff for you, do the other stuff for you. And I promise, like, you'll be able to focus all your energy into the beats and get it out 2 times, 5 times more. But yeah, as far as like how my day goes, when I wake up in the morning, I wake up whenever I want. But the second I do wake up though, because I stay up pretty late, but when I do wake up, I usually shower first thing in the morning, because if you don't, I feel like you'll just be more tired. But yeah, sometimes it's a cold shower, sometimes it's not, but I get straight to work really. I don't eat for probably 4 hours once I wake up. I don't eat just because I want to really fully focus on getting my tasks done early in the day. So I really only work maybe 3-4 hours a day, maybe less. And that's just doing the day-to-day stuff, managing the YouTube or whatever. But now I'm expanding more into making more channels. So I work probably a lot more. But yeah, it really depends on what I have to do. I always make a to-do list the night before though. I think that's really important. And what I learned that from was Kavi. Shout out Kavi. But he put me onto that.
Yeah, so you say that you work like 3-4 hours, right? So that's the deep work, like you don't get distracted, like scrolling on TikTok or something, like it's a deep work. So you have this there's a difference, because a lot of people say, oh, I do this, I do that, but meanwhile they like scroll, then they do all the shit, like you said, you don't even eat, so you got this morning focus, let me say, like you jump straight to it. So that's the deep work, right?
It's morning time, and then at nighttime is when I also have another 2-3 hours where I fully deep focus.
But when you was, let me say, coming up, before you got like money from it, before you made a living of it, like it was like that too, or it was like more work, more that stress, let me say, less sleep and all of that at the beginning?
It was all of the above. It was 24/7. The thing is though, it didn't feel like work because I'm still so obsessed like with the game. I wanted to learn it so bad. I knew I wanted to be like Ant Chamberlain, like all those guys at the top, man. I knew it. And so I didn't care if I was sleeping 4 hours a day or whatever. And I'm still in high school. I'm about to graduate, but going into my freshman year of high school, I had no money, and I knew I had to do something because I knew school wasn't an option for me. I knew that like school was not going to be an option for me because I couldn't really do it. Not that I couldn't do it, but I didn't want to be honest. But yeah, so it was 24/7, man. Deep focus 24/7, really.
So would you say if somebody's watching right now and he be like, nah, this school stuff is not for me, like I want to get a job, I love music, let's say, if they got a purpose and a goal, would you say like go all in, like even sacrifice some of the social life, some of the sleep if it's necessary or whatever, like go all in if you really like this? If not, like you don't gotta force yourself, but would you say like go all in, I did it and that's what made me the position I'm right now, so now I don't gotta like sleep 3 hours or some shit, but I put the work before, so now I have what I wanted?
I would say, man, go ghost for like a year. Literally, just do not disturb on your phone. Literally, like, go ghost and see what happens in that year. Because, I mean, I did that. I probably hung out with friends outside of school like once during high school. So serious. Honestly, I'm just more of an introverted person. It's not like I had time to hang out, but I chose not to, because the people that truly become great at something or truly like actually make it in what they want to make it in, they are all in on it. It's like it gets to the point where you choose it over your own health. Like you'll sacrifice it over going to the gym. You'll sacrifice your sleep, but sometimes you got to do that shit, man. You really do. If it means like, here's what I say is like, if you have to do it, if someone took away everything I have, everything, all my YouTubes, all that, all my contacts, everything, and said with all the knowledge I have, and said you need to make like 5,000 off music by the end of the month, I would do it because I have to. I feel like when you have that fire under your ass, you end up getting shit done like way more than if you had 3 months to do that thing, because then you're like, I'll do it later. But yeah, man, I feel like you just gotta lock in.
Yeah, because people don't want to hear this, people don't want to talk about this. Like, maybe that people don't want it bad enough, because I think that's the just when people want it bad enough and they go with the process, they naturally gonna sacrifice the other things to really lock in, like you said, and sacrifice some things really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you would say like you're not regretting anything of that?
No regrets. It was so worth it because now I don't have to go to college. I wake up whenever I want, sometimes on school days, and I have more freedom now. I get to have freedom young because I sacrificed some years, and I don't even call it a sacrifice because I loved every bit of it.
Yeah, it's kind of because this work, it's not feeling like somebody forced you to it because you do it by yourself. It doesn't mean that it's easy though, but I want to go to sleep, but I'm decided to stay and do the things that are required, right? May I ask you how much you make a month right now from all of the like emails, selling beats, your brand?
Yeah, it's roughly around like 10,000 a month.
$10,000 a month. And how old are you?
I'm 17. I'll be 18 in 2 months.
Yeah, so you really go in with the same plan, with the same strategy you was going before, or like you scaling up, you maybe investing in something. Like, what's your plan basically to really, I can probably say you probably want to scale that up and stuff because that's the people in business are doing, right? So
Yeah.
what's your like goal or just strategy right now?
So everything up to this point was just kind of me locked in on my one channel with 40,000 subs. But now that I know the formula, I know the game, now I'm launching one channel after another and I'm going to monetize them all. Because I've shown that even on my personal YouTube, you know, that I blew up a Type channel really quick and monetized it. I've done that again since. I'm going to make a video on it soon when I get the chance. But I'm all in on expanding on the YouTube game. I'm all in on the YouTube right now and I'll get to the paid ads eventually. But that will be another part of my strategy is paid ads. And just with the YouTube, I'm going to have probably 20 channels eventually where I'm just constantly pumping out videos every day and funneling the traffic to my website.
But you won't be probably running this by yourself, like 20 channels. Like, you got a team, you will have a team.
You can't run 20 channels by yourself. I hope you don't. That you'll lose your mind. But I'm definitely gonna build a team for sure. And right now it's just me. Right now I'm running 4 channels by myself, which I can manage because I do have some producers that I work closely with that do make a lot of the beats now. But yeah, so it's just building a team is super important. That's what I'm trying to work on right now.
Yeah, but that TJ placement is gonna probably help your brand like a lot because you got placement with Soulja Boy and other guys, smaller too. Of course, this is still very good placement, but now it's like you can't tell anything because it's like literally your tag, your beat, like, and TJ posted it on his IG.
No, it's next level for sure. It totally helps with the brand. It's you know, even if TJ didn't pay me for that beat, like if he dropped it and didn't say anything, I wouldn't care because that just the snippet alone or having that social proof will get me money on the back end just because people will be able to trust me more.
Yeah, right. Like that's how it works basically. What would you say about getting complacent? Because some people make some money, maybe they get some recognition, some fame or whatever, maybe some placement, and at the time they, I don't know, maybe they go to drugs, they spend the money or whatever they do, or just get lazy and like chilling. What would you say? Like, because I see you didn't do that, right? Like you wake up at the hour you want, but it doesn't matter. Like you're still working, you're still doing all of that, you all in. So what would you say about this?
Yeah, man, always keep yourself uncomfortable, slightly at least, because you know, I saw this a year ago with me. I had like the craziest 3 months on my YouTube ever. I think I did like 10 million views in 3 months. You get really comfortable because you get used to it after a while. I mean, there were some days when I was doing $300 a day on AdSense alone, on YouTube AdSense. And once you do that, you start being, oh, I can skip a day because I'll make 300 anyway. And once you start doing that and breaking the habit that you had built all these years, man, that is the worst thing you could do. What I recommend is if you start making some money for yourself, don't even look at it as if you spent it already. It's gone. And just focus on getting more and more and just making better music too. You know, maybe investing in more equipment, just really staying in the music, bro. Because if you now are making money, you're already doing it. Like you don't need to fall back or like start getting comfortable and not doing anything. Because if we're in music, we didn't really get into music for the money, right? Like there's there's so many other and better ways probably to make money. But if you can find a balance and do both, then man, you got it.
Yeah, so the passion is important too.
Absolutely.
And being at least a little bit uncomfortable, right? Maybe acting like the money you made doesn't exist is probably better thing to do, because when you got some money and you be like, oh, I made this, telling everybody like I make this, and like you can really lose yourself.
Yeah, and I never even told anyone at my school or anything. People eventually found out just because it's pretty easy to kind of assume, at least, that I do make money off what I do. But I never told anybody how much I make or whatever, because again, that will trick your brain into thinking that like you need to do less now, and that's like so stupid.
Yeah, but you had any crazy situations that was caused maybe by the things you do? Like maybe you got any crazy situations with rappers or like in school or whatever? Like you can tell us about it too.
Yeah, so it was almost exactly a year ago when the rapper Jay Fizzle signed the paper out. It's crazy. I got a call from him because he found my beat off YouTube too. Surprise. But yeah, no, he texted me, or he called me at night. It was like 10:30 at night, and he was like, "Yo, I have a session in LA at 12." And I was like, 12 tomorrow in the afternoon? And he was like, "No, 12 right now, like 12 at midnight." And I was like, "All right." So I drove, or my brother took me because I didn't have my license at the time, for 2 hours. It was 2 hours to LA. I was in the studio with him till like 4 or 5 a.m. And that's literally, you know, the picture on my Instagram. I have it with him, and the caption is "locked until the sun come up." That was the truth about it.
Yeah, I saw that picture today and I was like, yo, I thought this guy is only working in his room, but yeah, in the studio. But of course that was the one situation. But you work with artists in the studio sometimes at least, or you just like mainly locked in your room?
Yeah, sometimes I do get in the studio, but I'm mainly, yeah, in my room usually. And a lot of what I do is honestly just distributing. Like I have a good amount of like solid producers that I just give them 50-50 splits and just get those videos out. Because honestly, like I started as a producer, but now I'm like more of a businessman, really. Businessman first, producer second. You know, my love for music, I make, even if I don't have to make beats, I still make beats just because I love it.
So there is a things in the business that there is a point when you make some money that you can really give them, let me say, to other people, because it's more profitable for you to other people to do them, right? So for example, you do 50-50 splits with, you still get money from beats, but you don't have to make it yourself. It's already mixed, it's already this and that. So what are the other things that you probably had to drop, let me say, and gave to other people like to do them instead of you doing it, because it wasn't profitable to you enough, because in this hour you could make like more money than this thing could bring you?
Yeah, probably email, but honestly, that's not even that much time. It's more what it is. I feel like is like eventually I'm gonna have people that are also uploading the beats to YouTube. Because if I have 20 channels, yeah, even if the beats are made for me, you know, that's still gonna take like a few, at least like 5 hours probably, just to upload and put them on the website. You know, so it would probably be that after, you know, having the beats outsourced, it would be getting people to upload to. But I'm nowhere near there yet. But I will be probably in a year or two from now.
So you're trying to be like the head of this big operation, let me say, you know, like you said, the channels and the team, but you will still make beats, right?
I'll definitely still make beats. Eventually gonna invest in a property to have a studio with multiple studio rooms, and just start a record label to control records eventually.
That's a big plans, you know. And
Yeah.
so you just saving money at this point, or you invested in something like, I don't know, trading, whatever it is, like you just saving it for the next investment, like this record label and all of that stuff you said, or just like you invested already in something to bring you more money and then you will invest in other things?
Right now, I invested a lot of it in the stock market. I have a pretty good stock portfolio, but other than that, no, I don't really. I have paid nothing in ads. Like everything is all organic traffic. But yeah, other than the stock market, I don't really invest. Not yet, at least.
So what would you say for people who tryna get some more money? Because we know, like, if we are producer, we probably not gonna get super rich, at least if we like industry and like Wheezy, Southside or whatever, like
Right.
let's say. But the advice for people who like, okay, I sell some amount of beats, I can make a living, but of course, like, everything is possible, let me say, but we can scale up to some level, or at least if you're trying to do the thing like with 20 channels, that's another level. But let's say somebody gonna be like one channel or whatever, like brand and stuff, maybe some placement and all of that stuff. He's living off music, but you think he should really look out for other things to really expand his income and stuff?
100%. And there's two ways you can go about it. There's either the type beat side, which is all on this side where I'm at, and then there's the sample pack side. You know, you can have a beat channel. I think that's super good. Have a beat channel and then have a personal brand channel. 100% there's no doubt in my mind that personal brands, you know, that's why I started myself a personal brand channel. I'm not really active on it anymore, but I will be soon. But 100% like sell sample packs too, man. Like have your brand be like live off your brand. You can totally do that. So market to like producers as well and the beat side. And you can definitely be full time, no question.
Yeah, because of course we won't force any people to like really, because some of people just want to make beats, like they want to do all of that content, sample packs and all of that stuff. But some people really are just interested in that, like they don't know what to do, they really want to hear this advice. So you gotta squeeze everything from your brand, let me say. So use everything for your advantage and really look out for other ways to make money, right?
Yeah, and also Instagram's really powerful because of I think it's called ManyChat. ManyChat's crazy. It's like $10, $15 a month, and you can have them comment like, have you seen those reels where they're like comment this like a fire emoji and they'll get like, you know, a link to buy whatever it is. That's crazy broken, because if you get a reel to do like 100,000 views, you can make probably 10 grand if you're
just
selling
from collecting emails from that reel or whatever, like you give something for free,
collecting emails, or if you're selling a product, like you can get creative with it for sure.
What would you want to say to really younger producers that are like struggling with making money and expanding your brand?
So as a young producer, if you're in high school, man, like I honestly don't even recommend doing what I did. Man, just enjoy. Like if you want to though, yeah, you can, but like you can make the money later too. Like it's not if you're still living with your parents, you got food on the table, like you don't need to go crazy like I did. But yeah, man, just stay humble, because if you really want to get it, you will get it. And when you do get it, don't let it get to your head, because I almost let it get to my head.
And how did that happen?
That was because, you know, when I started making a lot, I went from making not that much to a lot and within a month. That really just does something to you. And I started buying like so much stupid stuff. I mean, I wouldn't say a ton, but you know, designer stuff. And now I really don't wear anything designer anymore. I don't even wear jewelry like that anymore. I did for a while, but just stay humble and stay yourself, man. Because in this industry, like people will talk a certain way and you'll feel like you need to talk that way. If people like start posing up with diamonds on their wrist, you're gonna think you need to do that too, but you don't. Like stay true to yourself.
Yeah, it's tricky out there because, you know, internet is going crazy with people's minds, and really there's so much like cap too, like some people like showing off like money they don't really have and stuff. Like it's going crazy with your head. You can go wrong with this. You can like start spending money on clothes, like I want to feel this, but then you can really see that okay, that was pointless or whatever. Like
because then taxes come and you realize you spent all your money and now you got a big tax bill to pay, you know. And that's I know a few producers, I'm not gonna name their names, but there's some producers that were killing it back in 2020 and they lost all their money really.
So like they finished their career or something because of the things they did, like they ego maybe, or like just wrong mindset.
They spent too much and their career isn't finished, but they had to kind of reevaluate at least. You know, they had to cut things off, maybe move into a different house or a smaller house. And it happens, man, because we all get into this game really young, and so we'll just start spending on stuff we always wanted, which is fine. You can splurge a little bit, like it's okay. You can, you know, take your mom out to a nice dinner or something, or take your girlfriend out to a cool date night or whatever. You can, like, it's okay, you can live, but like don't let it get to your head, man.
Yeah, would you say it was like, I mean, you introvert like you said, right? So it was easier for you to like really stay home and stuff. But let's say for people who like not that, if they still want to lock in but they feel like lonely, they feel that way in this way, like what's your advice for them? That they should still lock in, they should like maybe balance that, but they want it bad. But what would you say about it?
Say find a good balance. Like realistically, at least maybe for like 3 months, really lock in and don't go outside at all and like learn the game. Yeah, I'd say 6 months of completely just studying, you know, investing in stuff like this, you know, like mentorship calls or like whatever, like stuff like that. And for 6 months, and then once you learn it, you have your channel like starting to get some traction, like then you can work a little less because you can create your own formula and create your own systems to where you can really like get things done more efficiently and find a good balance in your life. I think that's really important.
So would you say that it's still a very good way for people right now to really go down this route, basically going into this type beat? Like I know I basically asked you like, is the type beat dead, but still, if you will start it right now, did you saw that any new ideas, maybe any new things to go all in at the beginning? Like, is there anything you could say is better right now?
I wouldn't say it's any better or any easier than it once was, but the game doesn't change really. Like you can still make a lot of money, and I think it's better than ever, honestly, as far as like how easy it is to blow up. So I take it back. It is easier than ever, actually, because back in the day, like people were blowing up, but a lot of it was random. Nowadays it's like if you literally make a new channel and go on one keyword every single day for 30 days, you'll blow up. When I say blow up, I mean like you might get a big spike and it could drop. It will drop, but it's about if you maintain that and go for keywords that you can rank on. Please go for keywords you can rank on. Like I used to say go for like Lil Baby or whatever, because you can get a big spike. Odds of ranking on that keyword is so low. So go for a small keyword that you can rank on, not too small though, and then do that every day, and you'll hit suggested in the recommended algorithm, but you'll also be able to rank and you'll keep going.
Yeah, so we all know like posts every day, like you said, and a lot of people maybe know this, maybe they don't want to do this, but anyway, like let me say on my example, like I do double O type beats, and
Yep.
you said about the spike and about the drop down, and so like I had like a little blow up, like 3,000 views in one day, and then it like dropped down to like 900, and then it got back to like above 1,000. Would you say like, because there's a lot of like when you studying this analytics and stuff, like a lot of people actually ask me, like sending me screenshots and stuff, like should I go keep going, should I this, like maybe on my example or whatever, like you can say like what's the things you should keep in mind with this analytics stuff, what would you have to look for basically?
No, I get people asking me that stuff every day too. But the only thing I can tell them is, say for your example, like Lil Double O, you were doing Lil Double O every day, you get a big spike and you realize it's starting to drop off. I would, adapt. This is exactly what I did. I would maybe do Lil Double O X Big Scar, or like a keyword you could rank on that's not like stupidly overly saturated. So maybe Lil Double O X Splurge, or like, you just gotta add other keywords in the title to try and like rank in a way, and like, but keep it in your lane. Make sure to keep in your lane. Like Lil Double O is Memphis, so you could maybe do like Scar, Pooh Shiesty, maybe Moneybag Yo. But so it's just like adapting. Sometimes like things will only work for a certain amount of time, and then you gotta switch.
So would you say that, because I got this problem and I think many people too, like of course stay in your lane, like it's crucial, but changing the artist is not gonna destroy the channel. What would you say, like to really be careful with this, with changing the artist?
Yeah, you gotta try some keywords, man. I don't think it will really hurt your channel when you try different keywords. It's like if it hits, it hits, and if it doesn't, oh well. But you go to the next. But you do need to like at least like once a week. Say you post every day, you can do Lil Double O every day, but maybe one day of the week you try something different. See, maybe you do a Scar beat or you do something different. Just try to see, because what if Big Scar gets, that beat hits like 1 million views, but you wouldn't have known that if you just or too scared. Sometimes you do have to take a risk.
Yeah, so what would you say to the people that don't know where to completely just drop the channel? Like, let's say what views they should see on the channel. There's any points you can tell, like, okay, keep going, or like drop the channel?
Yeah, when I usually start a channel, within like after 2 weeks, I'll be getting maybe 20 views per video. It won't be a crazy amount. But once you get to like the 3-week, 4-week mark is when all of a sudden the views start going like that. Because the algorithm, and I see this on my main channel, the videos that got millions of views or hit 1 million, they all got like 20,000 views after a month, which might seem like a lot, but for my channel, a video that hits 1 million, that's not that much. Usually it hits a lot quicker, but the videos that really take off, man, they get views later. They hit the algorithm later. So don't be scared, don't be sad like or demotivated if you're not seeing thousands of views after even a month. Like it might take a year for you to start hitting. It took like a year for me to really start hitting on my main channel. So yeah.
So if your views are decent, like it's not like 90 views after 2 months or something, you should definitely keep going with the channel, right?
Yeah, keep going. And if it doesn't work on that specific lane, then you might have also not picked the right lane. Like you might have not picked a good enough lane, because certain keywords will blow up easier than others. I've found that to be true. But pick the right lane, find your own style. As long as you do the retention stuff, like intros really long. It's funny because I see all these big beats when I go to the top ranking of type beat, and their intros are all so long. And I'm like, damn, like I definitely feel like I had something to do with that, which makes me happy. I'm not mad at it. Like it shows I really inspired a lot of new people to start getting money off this. So
Yeah, you did for sure. And like, we don't have to talk about my situation, the other situation I'm about to tell, but I got a question for you because I had a channel with future type beats, right? And one beat blew up compared to others. Like it made 7,000 views in one day. Then in like in a couple days it made like 30,000 views, and channel died afterwards. Like I don't know what happened, but anyway, 90% of the views was like from recommended videos. So what would you say, go for like recommended videos or search, and how to really do that?
search, because you want longevity. It's like, the way I think of it is, the recommended is like YouTube traffic, and then search is like email marketing. Search, you own more, because when you are able to rank for a keyword, you're able to rank a lot more like on new videos too, and really dominate that lane, and have consistent views coming in. With suggested and recommended, like you don't know if it happens, great, like you got a spike, but you don't know, like it's really a lot harder. Yeah, so if you start and it's inevitable though, you'll get recommended traffic before you get search. But that's what I'm saying is, like once you get that big spike, on future, if you don't end up starting to rank, then it will die.
Yeah. So it's really like you got less views on search is like really the more than more views on the recommended, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's better, because you could get 1 million views in a month off recommended, but if you get 300,000 views a month off search for 12 months, it will be a lot more in the grand scheme of things.
It's like there's anything we can do to really get to the search, or it's like we got no control, like just believing that we doing all good, like let's say channel growing, but can we like optimize for the search, or like we got no control over that?
Yeah, you can definitely optimize, like with vidIQ, just getting the right keywords in, like just put free and then the artist name type beat. That's all I do. You don't need to go crazy, but it depends on what type of beat you're doing too, because you could put like free type beat 2024 in your title too. That could make a difference, but I don't really have experience with adding other keywords in yet. But I think like it just depends on what lane you're in. Some keywords are really easier to rank than others, just because like I don't know why that is for some reason, but Big Scar for me was so easy to rank. I don't know why, and I think it's because I was early onto it. But Big Scar, I was able to rank #1 very consistently. But also, as far as like optimizing for search, there's a lot of Telegram boost stuff, which I don't agree with. It's like 300 people that will watch your video all the way through to boost your ranking. But the thing with that is like those views don't actually translate to sales, or like you won't grow the channel. The channel will gain like 10 subs a day, but it's getting like 50,000 views a day. And it's like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't believe in the whole boosting or whatever. Like I never did it, and clearly that paid off, because I outlasted a lot of people that did do the boosting. So just keep it organic.
Yeah, so what would you say for the people that are looking for the keywords? Because a lot of people go straight to Drake or whatever. Like, of course, like you said, where's the competition? Bigger artists, like there's money, but some competition is gonna like crush them. And like, what would you say to look out for when you're searching for that keyword?
Well, I sometimes don't even look at vidIQ. I see if, the people that are ranking at the top have low subscribers, because that will tell me what I need to know. That will tell me if, oh yeah, I could easily just swoop in and start ranking on it. Because if people with like 200 subs are ranking #1, I'm able to tell if like a video is being boosted or not with the telegrams, or the views are being bought. But if no one is boosting on that keyword and no one's buying views on that keyword, then that's a keyword I can rank for, because it's fair game, and I know I can do it.
And it's probably the artists that maybe blowing up, or like you said, the smaller artists, not like the future or something, like, because
yeah, upcoming.
like if somebody tried to maybe do Big Scar and you own that lane and other producer doing that too, it's probably gonna be hard,
Yeah, people like me already filled it up. So that's why you gotta really like also just listen to music, see like who's coming up. How to find artists is like, go to Spotify and you can like look up upcoming rap playlists. Spotify algorithm is so good to where you can find new people and new talent, and shit, maybe you'll find that, oh shit, 100,000 people are searching this keyword every month, but like no one's doing it. That's how you know.
So you think that thinking outside the box and really doing extra effort, putting extra effort and a lot of analyzing, searching for everything, like not only just your channel, how it's going, what video blew up more, but all of the stuff outside is really important to do?
100%. Yeah.
So you did a lot of this in your, like, let me say, come up era too.
Definitely. A lot of just studying and finding what worked. And me finding Scar was like so lucky, honestly, because I found him by accident. Like I misclicked on his music video on my recommended. I didn't mean to click on it, but then I heard it and I was like, oh shit, like this guy's actually really good. I looked up his keyword just out of curiosity and I found no one was really doing it. But like he had a score of like 70 volume or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do that. It worked.
So 70 volume on vidIQ.
Yeah.
So what's the like sweet spot, let me say?
Sweet spot would be like anything above 70 is good. I wouldn't really go less than 70 unless it's like 68 or like 65. That's fine. Don't go lower than 65.
So what would you say about getting placements? Like what's your advice for getting placements? Of course, I mean most of your placements you just post it on YouTube and like that's how you get it, but you get any advice for getting it, like maybe consistently or whatever?
Yeah, man. If I was trying to get placements right now, first I would start trying to go to events where other producers will be. I know Ann Chamberlain hosts like Airbnb where he has a bunch of producers there. Like start networking and you can do that with the phone too. Like just DM a bunch of producers. I would try sending loops, man. Building up a loop email list. And I know everyone says that, but it really does work. And you can get beat sales off that too, like collab sales. But if you're going for placements, man, like just DM like relentlessly and don't be afraid to like double text, triple text. The producers will hate me for saying that because like a bunch of producers will start doing that. But if you want to get it, you got to get it, bro. Like you got to be relentless. You know, you see car salesmen, they'll always be like nagging at you, trying to get you to buy it, but it works. It just does. So just build real relationships and friendships with these guys, because say you meet someone or on Instagram, you go to, you find out he produced a certain song and you want to get a placement with that artist. You build that relationship. Say he has 1,000 followers. He might know people. He might know like TNT. He might know, Jose Beats or like the bigger producers. And then that producer might know TM88. That producer might know Wheezy, so it's about just building up your connections. I got a ton of placements, like even just smaller placements with artists that were like hot in their city off of that, just because like I had connections, just real friendships. Like just don't be weird in the industry. Like people are weird in the industry and you just got to find people that aren't. That way you can really win.
Yeah, I was about to ask about what should be the approach, because also with the thing that if you like not known, you got no brand, let me say, it's harder too. And still whatever you say to them, like they won't take you as serious if you got something going on at least. So you think that you should get something going on in your like career or whatever first to really be taken seriously? Because of course if you gotta text 100 producers but you really not produce any song, yeah, they probably not gonna even respond or like just like ignore you. So what should be the approach? What should you do to really get your chances higher, to really get a response, to build that relationship?
100%. Like you need to have a brand going for yourself, because now it's a lot easier for me to get responses having a TJ placement on my profile, because that lets people know, especially because no one else was on it. No one else produced it with me. It was all me. That lets people know I have some type of value. Like I have some type of connection with TJ. So I would say make a personal brand YouTube channel. Start doing tutorials or whatever, like, because I'll tell you this, there were like I'm not even gonna say their names, but really big producers that hit me up because they saw my beat selling advice videos back in January. Like, because I gave value. You need to provide value really for other producers. That way they can trust you and know that you're actually like, because people won't do shit for you unless you give something to them. That's just how it is. You need to give them value in order for them to give value back. 100% build up your brand before ever trying to reach out, because it won't work and you might end up accidentally burning bridges too.
Yeah, so would you say, you said you should give value, but it's kind of value exchange and everything. Like you said, you selling beats, you like give out, I don't know, free download, you give up like discounts or whatever on your website and stuff. So that's a really value exchange, right? In everything when it comes to music and all of that stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's actually crazy because in those times we got like 5 producers on a track and you got like 1, so it's really beneficial thing for you. Like you try to reach out to TJ maybe, or like his, I don't know, management or something.
Yeah, I can't really talk about it, but yeah, definitely, yeah, in talks.
Yeah, that's great, bro. So that was a lot of gems, a lot of value from you. It's great to hear that, and even like from people who are just younger, like I'm 19, you 17, and it's crazy because you got all of that brand and stuff. So appreciate your advice, appreciate you pulling up today, and yeah, you can talk about what you got plans like right now, because I know the 20 channels stuff, but what you doing like right now? You got anything you working on like currently?
Just music, man. Just producing and and finishing up high school too. I got about less than a month left.
Yeah, you don't gotta go to university no more.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, yeah. So control sauce it up on Instagram and stay tuned.